everybody, I wanted to give you an update on these new flexible rubber shoes I'm working on. This is as far as I've gotten. I've taken my pattern, which is, the first one I made was way too small, which was this one. So I had to turn around and increase it to a bigger size, and I might have gone a little bit bigger than I actually needed. But anyway, that was my first one. So what I did was I made my shoe like I would have normally on a regular tennis shoe. I made that up. I started to put in, this was the first one I did. I put in the gold eyelets, and I was having such trouble getting them in. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I ended up going to, let me see if I can find them to explain what those are. There is a eyelet setter ring right here like this. All it is a ring, and what you do is you take the ring and you put your eyelet through the hole, and then put the ring on. Let me see if you can get a close up. It's this one right here. See that? That was the only way I could get that small gold eyelet to set perfect in there. The other ones I squashed and just made a complete mess out of. So if you order eyelets from the eyelет outlet and you want to use these 1/8 of an inch ones, add some of these flat rings to them, and you'll have much better luck getting those eyelets in where they look really nice. So you just put the eyelet up through the hole, add the ring, and then pound it like you would normally, and that's how you're going to get a really nice looking eyelet for these little 1/8 of an inch ones. Anyway, this was the first one. I glued it, and that's when I realized it was way too small for the dolls. I don't know if I have a piece of cardboard here that you can see what I did. Anyway, I had the cardboard cut, put it in the shoe, and I realized it was way too small. So I ended up making a bigger one, but this time instead of the small 1/8 of an inch eyelets, I went with the bigger one. I just glued it on to a piece of cookie box, cereal box, it doesn't matter, whatever you use. Put that in, put my tongue in, and I glued it into the bottom of the rubber sole, the bendable clay sole, I should say. And then I used the, I tried the first one with hot glue and it wouldn't stick. So then I got out this 527 beacon, and I coated the whole bottom, put it in, set it in top and back. It fit right in that little groove there, and that's where I'm at this point. So what I did, I think I told you on another video, I took a piece of clay and put this into the front of my shoe so I could make a shape for the front of the tennis shoe. What I did was I made it way too big. I made it huge, and that was way too much of a tennis shoe front. So I found out that this bendable clay, you not only can cut it, you can sand it, but just make sure that when you do sand it, you use a mask so you don't breathe any of the residue from the clay. But you can cut it just like anything else, and it'll work fine. But then you'll be able to cut, once you get these little pieces for the front of your tennis shoes, you'll be able to cut them down and sand them so they're smooth into any shape that you want. Another thing I did this morning was, I didn't want my oven on too, it's so hot right now. I didn't want my oven on too long, but I did turn it on for this. I used one stick, and that was the thickness, so I knew I didn't need to cook it the whole 20 minutes, so I did one popsicle stick width, and that I cooked for 15 minutes, and I put a little brown design, design on the clay so it looks like tire tread, and that's what's going to be in front of to hide the attachment, the connection for this. I don't want to put this down until, I don't want to get this glued on until I know exactly how it's going to fit on the doll. So what I did was put it on her foot. I'm not going to glue it on her real foot, but I put it on just to see how it would look. Let me get the other shoe so she could stand up. And then I took some of this to lace the shoe. Because you want the shoe laced, because what's going to happen on these shoes is that white piece is going to cover up the part of that tongue. So you want your tongue in the exact location. You can use your shoe last on this, but I want to make sure that the doll fits good on the real doll, even though it's exactly the same foot. It just something you just want to check. So this is that candy cane striped trim that I had on that big roll of all the different colors. Okay, so there's your shoe. Make sure you pull this bottom one tight before you add that strip of white. So you want to get your shoe as tight as you can, your shoelaces as tight as you can. Tie it up. I'm not going to do this on camera because I want to make sure I get it right and perfect. Okay, so there you have your doll's shoe on. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, there's the shoe. Alright, so make sure you get your shoelaces nice and tight so that when you put your white piece on with your beacon glue, check it and make sure it's got a smooth finish on the top that's going to show. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that on right now, and I'm going to glue it over that fabric. You might want to put your finger inside the shoe as you do that, so that that tongue will stay up against that white piece. So once you do have that glued in place, then I made way too much of this, so I didn't know how much I wanted to use. So once I have that glued, then I'll be able to take this and I'll be able to trim it down and glue that on to be however wide I want that across the front of the shoe. I'm thinking that I'm just going to go a little bit past the white here, maybe 1/4 of an inch on both sides with this piece of rubber strip, and that would be the front of the shoe. And then when I have a little bit left over, I'm going to take a little piece and put it on the back of the shoe, just like I was making a trademark or something on the back of the shoe. And that's where I'm at. As far as the shoe itself, you can just leave it just like that. You don't even have to put the front on, because it's really a cute shoe just the way it is. But it's up to you what you want to do. So if you do want to get it to look like a real Converse or something like that, you can add all these little details and get them to look even like a realistic shoe. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'll show them to you when I'm done. But like I said, I didn't want to do this on camera because I want to get them as evenly lined up as possible. There's no sense going through all this work and not getting them lined up. So like I said, I'm going to put my shoe last in here. I'm going to take this and get that in there as tight as I can. I'll probably put my finger in here to push up that tongue so it lays evenly on the bottom and that glue fits nice. See, if I did it like that, my eyelets are not going to be even, so I want to make sure that when I do put this on, it's even in front of the shoe, just in front of the eyelets, just like that. So you want to pull your eyelets tight, well, your shoelace tight, and get that front of your shoe lined up as well as possible before you actually glue that on, because this Beacon's glue is very strong. It's not going to, you're not going to be able to pull it off very easily if you make a mistake. So like I said, get that all lined up, take your cover piece, trim it down to whatever you think you want it to be, and that'll be your final glue as far as this tennis shoe itself. Okay, I'll talk to you again.